Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the penultimate, I believe that's what it's called, penultimate chapter of Akatsuki no Yona, also known as Yona of the Dawn. And this is chapter 275. For those of you confused from last month and the month before that, fact of the matter is, it is not 2026 December the series is ending. Apparently there was some confusion about that. No, there is only 2 chapters remaining, this being one of them. And as I told all of you before, we're going to live react to the last couple of them. And this being the second to last chapter, the penultimate chapter, if you will. Yeah, supposedly the next issue should come out just before Christmas, if I have my dates right. And not exactly the Christmas gift. We wanted everybody, we wanted Santa Claus to leave us under our Christmas tree, right? No. We wanted, more Yona in this instance. It's not so much Santa Claus. Feels a little more like Krampus. Anyways, yeah, so as I already told you guys, I'm going to be doing the live reactions for the final couple of chapters here. And this one is no exception. So, without further ado, enough of my barking. Let's get right underway with it. So, opening up here, Akatsuki no Yona. We see Yona on the first page, shocked by, I assume, Hawk's revelation. Like, Hawk, are you here? At the end of the last chapter. Princess Yona, and everyone's talking. We see there's a lot of voices all at once. We have Kija, jae-ha, shin-a, all saying, "Everyone, are you okay?" Yona, is that you? So Kija is talking through the wall now as well. The rubble, everything could collapse if we remove it in the darkness and stuff. So they're all very worried about it. We see once again the white dragon, who is taking the form. The white dragon is the one to say, "Hawk, you can come back to life. Like, all you gotta do is, your body's still encased here within me. You just need to, you're on a bit of a time limit. So let's get this underway from the last chapter." So here we have, so there are still things I can do as long as I have this physical form. Get on me. Okay. Alright, so basically they're saying, alright, we're not going to waste time where there's only 2 chapters left. This is what we talk about in the shonen community. This is called a rushed ending. Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Of course. Oh, no, I don't like it. I do not like it. And I'll tell you guys why I don't like it. Ladies and gentlemen, rushed endings, 9 times out of 10, take a great story with great arcs, great characters, and fumble the ball on the 1-yard line at the end. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with a sports metaphor, let's just say it what it is. It fucks everything up. It truly does. It really does. We get a lot of just, oh, Deus Ex Machina, solve the problem. Deus Ex Machina, solve the problem. Snap, 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 snap. All your plot points, we had 5 plot threads going, minor, subplots, main plot, whatever. Since we only have 3 chapters to get this done, we go bang, 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 and forgot about that one. That's how they work. And then somehow, now lately, thankfully, in the last half a decade or so, we have stopped blaming the mangaka as a community for this, because we realize it's the publishers who are to blame. But fact of the matter is, it takes a good story that could have a complete, nice ending and rushes everything. Now, I'm not saying that we always need Return of the King extended edition level of endings, but at the same time, we need more. So I got this. White Dragon, who was completely convinced, hey, we're only here in spirit form. Last chapter. 100% only here in spirit form. But Blood of Dragon makes up Deus Ex. I'm now here, sort of, but not really, on a time limit. By the way, Magical Genie, we're out of here. This is an Aladdin level No, I never wished to get out of the cave. You did that shit on your own. Don't I feel sheepish? You know, like, that's what we're doing right now. And I know why we're doing it. I know immediately why we're doing it. And it bothers me. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. Because we see in the next panel, we see Lily, Yon, Ki-sok. They're all here. I guarantee you next page. Yeah, they're like, the Dwight, yeah. Call it pre-reading, bullshit, whatever you want. But this was obvious the moment they said, I still have some power left. Get on. I'm going to ride you out of here. We're going to solve all the... Alright, we're between a rock and a hard place. We have a few chapters to move some rubble. No. We don't have the pages or the time. With 2 chapters remaining, we don't have the pages or the time for this. So we need to Deus Ex our way so that all the characters are safe, sound, and ready to meet so we can get the actual plot points carried out. Right? So, false tension eliminated due to end of series. Very annoying. And right here, next page, the final 2 chapters. The thrilling historical fantasy romance, Yona, the girl standing to the blush of dawn. Leaving the Crimson Dragon castle behind, we head to the outside. Chapter 275 is entitled Daybreak's Blessing. Alright. So the next page, yeah, immediately everybody's on the dragon and everybody's totally fine. He carried everyone there. Hawk is, of course, there in spirit. Hawk, it was the one exception. He could phase through wherever he wanted. Hawk couldn't get on it, but he could still get out. Really? I wouldn't have guessed. Oh yeah, this is rushed as shit because now we're saying, oh, by the way, Hawk's here, and that's because he couldn't get on, but he was still able to get here because he's a ghost. By the way, just so you're clear. Okay, moving on. Yeah, we never got dialogue like this, or random speech bubbles like this before. Like, okay, wow, this is some shonen level rushed ending. I gotta tell you. Yona, okay, we have Yon and Lily reunited in a small-ass panel. Are you hurt? Jumping over to soo-won, Your Majesty, in an even smaller panel. When the world happened to you. Then we see Mundok. Okay. Alright. We gotta talk. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen. Problem. This should have been. Remember. Yona and Lily haven't seen Yona, like, there's been battles. There's been war. They thought certain people were dead and or dying. We get in a full page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 panels plus a 6th arbitrary panel. We get both Lily and Yon's. I'm glad you're... Yona! Nice to see ya. How you doing? Looking good. Nice dress. You know, some James Woods Hades shit. Plus, Ki-sok. Yeonji. Isn't that his name? And Minso. All there over Sunwon, even more minuscule. These moments should have been, I'm not talking full page spreads, but full page panels. Like, we should have had separate. Yon should have jumped at Yona like, or Lily should have embraced Yona like it should have been a full page. I'm so glad you're okay. We thought the worst, blah, blah, blah. And Yon shows up. Yeah, you know, with that one tear in the eye sort of a deal. This should have been 1 to 2 pages with both Lily and Yon reuniting. That's the word. Reuniting with Yona. And then there should have been at least half a full page dedication to three side characters, important side characters, to one of the main characters, the quote-unquote main antagonist, shouldn't have an eyes-out small panel the size of a peanut. What are we doing here? This is some rushed... I shouldn't be surprised, but it always makes me mad. I shouldn't be surprised. I've read over 250, almost 300 manga at this point. And long-running ones always get the axe for whatever reason, even when their sales are fucking up here. Like, past the bar, right? Here's the bar. We're up here. And it doesn't seem to matter. For whatever reason, I don't understand publishers in Japan. I do not get it. I would slap the shit out of so many people from Shueisha. I really would. Who make these dumbass decisions. It's like you have a license to print money and you're like, we're gonna bet the Hail Marys. And we can't go back to the other one because we said canceled. They are not smart people. They are not good. I mean, they might make millions of dollars, millions of yen, whatever, annually, but they're not in it for the long haul. I don't know if it's bonuses, commission, I have no idea. But here, we're seeing this again. But still, it aggravates me. After reading hundreds of manga, literally hundreds, when this shit happens, shonen, seinen, or shoujo, it bothers me. Because I can tell, everything here is rushed. Let's just go to the next page. So, oh damn. We're getting like Metroid ZENO over here. Metroid ZENO with the other dragons, who of course are quite powerless. Like, jae-ha doesn't have a leg, Kija doesn't have an arm, Shinha can't see. Let's see. ZENO, your body. Alright, this is Yona. Alright. And we see, alright, ZENO's in a bad state. White Dragon God. Didn't you say that you couldn't kill the sword and the shield? Yellow Dragon is still trying to kill Mr. King, you know. Oh. Maybe this only applied because they went to the heavens, or they quote-unquote died. The Yellow Dragon didn't, and then became the most corrupted one. Basically fell into the same state that the White, Green, and Blue Dragon did. Maybe. Alright. Good shot of ZENO there, like half transformed. Next page. We see Minso, Kisok. There's, yeah, you want to kill His Majesty? Alright. So, alright. Let's not make false tension. It's the last two chapters. You want to kill His Majesty? ZENO says, I guess that's true in a sense. Kija, of course, right up in everybody's face. That's not it. It's not ZENO. ZENO's will. You know. Jodo Kisok says, Yona, wait. Okay, they're going to listen. ZENO, don't get near me. I don't know what I'll do. My voice can't reach the Yellow Dragon anymore. Okay, so this is ZENO freaking the fuck out. Next page. I assume the White Dragon God grabbed ZENO's deformed arm. Okay. Alright. White Dragon God looking. Everyone else shocked. Is it? Or is that the White Dragon God's reaction to having another dragon stop him? Is the Yellow Dragon outside of ZENO's body and this is all ZENO's hatred? And he's assuming it's the Yellow Dragon. Meanwhile, the Yellow Dragon's been chilling the whole time. And he's like, ZENO, stop. I'm gone, man. It's not me. I wouldn't mind that. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool if the Yellow Dragon was like, dude, I already left your body. I've been here with the White Dragon the whole time. This is all your resentment and your hatred and your negativity and your negative emotions made manifest. I'd be okay with that. Alright, let's see. ZENO. Final panel of this page. The Yellow Dragon is not trying to kill soo-won. You are. Okay, I made up the you are. But okay, so I'm wrong about that one. I was wrong about the yellow dragon being outside of ZENO. There's obviously the white dragon who stopped him, and he's like, the yellow dragon is not the one trying to kill soo-won. Guarantee you, next page, full page, you are dread. Because ZENO's still trying to find a way to kill himself, and so he's trying to find somebody to off him. Sort of idea. Let's see. Next page. There's ZENO. It's trying to leave your body. Okay. Alright. Never mind. I'm 0 for 2 on theories. Blown out of the window. Alright. Let's go. Leaving me, says ZENO. It's already lost its divinity when it harmed the sword. With the slim sense of self it has left, it's been desperately trying to split itself apart from you. Oh, the yellow dragon had been clean. So what ZENO perceived as murderous intent was, we got to separate our souls, and it's really painful and hard because they've been a part of each other's souls and physical body for so long. It's probably this is why he's all gangled up, all fucked up. Okay, okay. Alright, I buy this. I like this. Alright, let's go. It still hasn't lost its astute sense, even if it's not divine. It really is like the yellow dragon. ZENO says, what will I become if we're split apart? Let me guess, just mortal. He'll finally be mortal and be able to die. And the white dragon doesn't say anything. Next page. ZENO looking, wide-eyed. Yellow dragon, can you hear me? You were trying to protect ZENO until the end, weren't you? Well, yeah, we already knew this about the yellow dragon. The yellow dragon had a lot of compassion for the generations and ZENO's suffering, so of course there'd be some form of affection or a level of almost devotion to, or obligation at the very least. I will help you fulfill your wish. We are sorry, the three of us. Oh, green, white, and blue apologizing. Let's head back with everyone. And the white dragon god seems to tug on ZENO's arm. Man, this is a beautiful shot. Like the stars and like the heavens and the clouds rolling around. The white dragon god here is not a silhouette, but like illuminated. Not a bad shot. Not a bad shot at all. We are giving the kingdom of Kokua back to humanity. Alright. Next page. ZENO. The yellow dragon leaving ZENO's body. All that morphed up shit. All that Metroid looking disease shit going that away. Okay. Goes forward. ZENO reaction. Next page. He reaches yellow dragon. The yellow dragon's gone. Alright, these are more reaction pages now. We have... Wait. Okay. Okay. It's shoujo. I'm not gonna completely hate on this. Not gonna completely hate on this. But I still... There's a part of me... Let's go 70-30. 30% dislikes this. If I think what's happening is happening... I was okay with the Crimson Dragon illness being cured. And that soo-won would actually live a long life and the descendants would no longer suffer. I was good with that. I brought that up for like 2 years. That I'm good if that ends up being the final case. But now, if I'm looking at these 3 panels, and the bottom panel of Yona looking hopeful, or wistful. Kija's arm, wrapped around with Dragon God. Shina's eyes, wrapped around with Dragon God. And jae-ha's leg, wrapped around Dragon God. And the fact that Hawk, we know, with the White Dragon God speech from last chapter, is bound to return, if not this chapter, the next chapter, unless he pulls some Goku end of Cell Saga shit for whatever reason, then there was no consequences. I'm good with a happy ending. Alright, let's be real here. I'm good with a happy ending. But 0 character deaths and 0 ramifications, consequences, or cost. This is what happens generally with a rushed ending. Authors do one of 2 things. They either give everybody their fairy tale ending, not fairy tale in the manga, but the fairy tale like Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Some dude randomly comes across a sleeping woman and says, "Fuck it, gonna kiss her." Because that's not weird or anything, and they live happily ever after. I mean, Sleeping Beauty, same idea, so, and then Cinderella, it was about a shoe, and anyways, I don't know. Like, who wrote these things? Either way, my point is without cost or consequence or anything, it feels unearned, and that's an issue. And the second way that authors handle this is that they say, nobody's safe. I'm going to kill off like half a dozen characters. Never a main character. That's only Josh Whedon. Only he does that shit. Which, once again, more impactful. Probably genius level writing in that regard. But mangas then double down, especially major shonen, and they kill off a bunch of characters that have been with us since Arc 1, Arc 2. Let's say you got a 300-400 page story. They kill off a couple of characters who were never main characters, but the mentors, the staple characters, the old characters. They sacrifice themselves with the ultimate jutsu. They teach Bankai to this character for the sake of dying, you know. They do, like, we get that always in the final arc. When you're rushing shit, you're like, okay, we gotta kill off a few. We gotta make the stakes feel real. We gotta make some cost or consequence. But either way, you never win, because either way feels shallow. Because either way feels rushed and unearned. We don't want 6 character deaths right out of the gate in the last 5 chapters, but we also don't want everyone to have a happy ending. Everything's okay. Nobody lost eyeballs, lost limb. Everyone got their happy ending. Nobody suffers. Nobody died. Nobody, you know what I mean? So the problem is rearing its ugly head here. It is. It really is. Because I guarantee you this means that they don't have their dragon. I guarantee you they don't have their dragon powers back. Or even if they do, they're not going to be able to pass them on. I doubt they do. But either way, they're not going to go life as a cripple. Okay. Let's do it. Next page. To be fair, this is a beautiful shot. The dragons swirling together, going up. Okay. A really nice shot. Not a full page. Lily and Yona reaction. Hawk is a spirit reaction. Crimson Dragon, no Yona. Okay. Next page. 4 dragons. Sorry for being so rude to you until now. There was no greater joy for us than when you asked us to live with you. I'm gonna need a second. Yep. I'm gonna need it. Not so much for the last 2 bubbles. Sorry for being so rude to you. 7 words that... We'll be right back. Okay, so I took a couple minutes to collect my thoughts on whether I'm overreacting to this dialogue bubble or if this is just going to be a tangent for the sake of a tangent, etc., and may or may not have checked the pork roast that's still in the oven. It is what it is when you do a live reaction. But all three can be true at the same time, and I'm going to 100% go off on a fucking tangent here, alright? Okay, let's get underway. Woo! This is going to be a doozy, ladies and gentlemen, because sorry for being so rude to you until now. Okay. Rude. You know what's rude? Bumping into somebody. You know? Spatial awareness, people. Lighting up a smoke around non-smokers. That's rude. Right? Or vaping, toking, whatever you want to do. You know? Drinking a beer in front of a recovering alcoholic. These things are rude. Not holding the door for someone who has their hands full. These things are rude. Not opening the car door for your beloved wife, who ends up leaving you anyway, so maybe chivalry is truly dead. But either way, all these acts, I would call rude. Right? Can we agree on this? Can we come to that playing field? Make sure we're playing the same sport here. Then, we have what the Dragon Gods did. They straight up killed Hawk, threatened to kill Hawk multiple occasions, successfully did it. Future husband, love of her life. Oh, but it doesn't end there. Says, takes away her dragon warriors. Maims, literally maims the dragon warriors. Takes off jae-ha's leg, Kija's arm, and Shinha's eyes. Oh, but wait a minute. Doesn't even stop there. Third point. We want you to stay here as our beloved prisoner. We want to imprison you, Ganondorf, Nehru's love, Jewel, Zelda, Ocarina of Time style, and mount you above my goddamn piano for all time to look at like the goddamn Mona Lisa, which once again, Da Vinci was a great painter, but I'd never hang that shit. Bitch is ugly. Okay? Not the point. My art eyes might not be up to snuff. Maybe the Mona Lisa is actually a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful painting, just not one I would hang the Starry Night. You know what I mean? In my own house. In my own living room, I'd hang the Starry Night. I would hang Madonna on the Rocks. I would not hang the Mona Lisa. But my point is that they wanted to frame Yona like a Mona Lisa, keep her there, and then they're like, yeah, we're all good. So, we have serial murder, serial maiming, kidnapping, imprisonment, borderline, want to say sexual gratification of some, or some sick gratification. I forget what the technical term is, or the legal term for when it's not like, you know, but it's like they're like enjoying it, sort of idea. And they sum this all up with, I'm sorry, I was rude. I'm a Canadian. We say sorry when two people try to open the car door at the same time to get out of a parking space, and we're like, oh, I'm sorry, you go ahead, please. No, I'm sorry, you go ahead. No, really, you. That's rude. That's, I'm sorry for being, I'm so sorry. Trust me, I'm Canadian. We wrote the book and the definition. We have a board game called Sorry for Fuck's Sakes. And this shit, I don't know to blame the translation, or to blame the fact that this is rushed, or to blame both. But either way, this might just be the worst sentence of dialogue I have read all goddamn year. And I'm including the non-texts from my wife saying divorce papers are in the mail. And this is more egregious. I'm not fucking kidding. What? How did anybody look at this? And even if I was a translator for this series, I would sit there and go, nah, man. This is some shit dialogue. I'm going to try to fix it to the best, while not changing the context, but to the best of my abilities. I'm going to try to English localize, which is what video games do. They're like, okay, this doesn't translate well. A very easy one is nakama. Nakama does not translate into English well at all. There is no word for nakama, but it means more than friend, doesn't mean family. So it's a very difficult word to translate. That's why we have localization teams. It's not egregious. It's not falsifying to say, hey, this does not work. This is weak, or it's wrong, or it just... In English, it sounds bad. That's when you fix it. Nobody who's willing to translate on a month-to-month basis, Yona the Don, should have sat here, looked at this, and said, this shit is okay. So yeah, to a degree, I'm sorry, whoever translated this chapter and thought, yeah, okay. Like, dude, I could have waited another 3 days for this chapter while you went about. I'm sure you have a day job and a daily life and whatever. I would have been fine with you, like, releasing the chapter 3 days later, a week later, to fix this. This is. And I'm sure it's basically as close to the Japanese, so it's a twofold thing. I can blame the translation, and I can blame the rushed ending, because I'm sure the rushed ending, this is almost a 1v1 direct translation of what they said. They're like, oh yeah, water under the bridge, yeah, sorry we tried to do these. Everything that's a commandment sin. Literally, in Buddhism, Catholicism, I'm sure another Isism, I'm guaranteed that the dragons committed like 5 out of 7 deadly sins in the last 25 chapters. And they get off with, we were rude. We were rude to threaten your entire existence, your kingdom, your imprisonment, your life, murder everybody you loved, maimed everybody you loved, and we're going to get off with a fucking apology. God damn, son of a bitch. Alright. Now I'm dying. The dragons are like, fuck this guy. And they're going to give me fucking COVID or some shit. I don't know. Okay. Alright. That's it for the tangent. Worst piece of dialogue I've ever read. Let's move on. And we're still on this page, by the way. Next panel. Aren't you glad I did a reaction? Aren't you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, aren't you glad I'm doing, like, live reactions to the final chapters? Oh, yeah, because we knew this was going to go over swimmingly. This shit was going to go over well. Yeah, right. Whoop. Alright. Yona is remarking, are you really leaving? We wanted to watch over you forever, but we don't have that right anymore. Gee, I wonder why. I'm sorry I made you wait so long. Yona, you are a 17, I think? 16? 16-year-old fucking teenager who knew none of this shit 13 months ago. You mean you're sorry? Okay, I already did my tangent. Moving on. And the dragons are smiling. They're laughing. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah. This time without fail, we will pray for your happiness. Well, it's about time you fucking learned. Thank you, Yona. Yeah, I won't forget you in the next... And she's hugging the dragons, and they're all like, oh, yeah, it's all gravy. It's all right. This is so fucking... I know it's because it's rushed. I don't blame the manga. Just want to make that clear. I blame rushed endings, the publisher of Yona the Dawn, and I also blame... Well, once again, for that shitty piece of dialogue, I blame the localization translating on that one. Because you could have tried to fix that. And you know what? I'm going to extend an olive branch and say maybe that was their fix. And it was that much worse. And this was the best they could come up with in English. Then I feel like an ass. I apologize to the translation team. Because if that was your fix... What the fuck did the kanji say? But this is where we were heading. I'm not denying that. But this is chapter 288 deserved. Not 275. This is undeserved bullshit. No, I don't like this at all. Hawk, come here. Alright, the White Dragon, it's time for you to return to your body. Yeah. Okay, next page. Boom. Okay, yeah. We just touch. Boom. We see soo-won. We see Hawk. Next page. We see the dragon seemingly going upward. We get a three-paced, elongated panels. Darkness falls upon the great earth. Oh, we're getting the poem. The prophecy. Through the blood of the dragons, a revival comes again, bound by the covenant of old, when the four dragons assemble the sword and the shield that will protect the monarch. Shall awaken. We see Hawk and soo-won starting to wake up. And the red dragon, we see Yona, shocked, shall return at dawn. And the skies are seemingly parting on the next page. Following page. Boom. Yona sees Hawk, turn around, smirk. And there's Yona, shocked, and Yona smiling. I mean, okay. One thing I will say, we all know that Yona is the red dragon, the crimson dragon, 100%. But the way I just read that, just on a quick glance, and I'm sure if I go back, I'm just going back really quick, but it says sword and shield, blah, blah, blah. On page, I don't know which page. But the one where Yona is saying, and the dialogue says, and the red dragon shall return at dawn, and dawn is happening, and Hawk is returning. Weird choice of words, because it makes it sound like the red dragon shall return at dawn. Dawn breaks, Hawk's alive. Makes it seem like Hawk really was the fifth dragon. Maybe that was intentional. If so, if that was intentional to say, okay, he will always be a dragon in spirit. Yona's still a red dragon, but they did that as an intentional sort of ode to the fact that he was the fifth dragon, the darkness dragon sort of idea. Then I like it. If unintentional, it feels like a weird pacing on this one. Because it literally looks like Hawk returned as the prophecy foretold. The red dragon shall awaken at dawn. Because boom, there we go. And we see the reaction from tons of characters here on the following page that I had already sort of went to. Basically everybody. Mundok, our guy Mundok, who is way too low in the popularity polls. We see Kisok, we see Lily, Yona. There's the people from Lily's bodyguards there with whatever. There's what's his name? Vaughn? Whatever. Anyways, the discount Yona and the main yen, the discount Yona and Hawk. Oh, we got OG. Oh, we got Ogi. Alright, cool. Oh, we see the Fire Tribe. We see the Wind Tribe. We see there's Gwen Tai with the Earth Tribe. We see the Water Tribe. We're seeing Ixo. And we're seeing, the Pirate Captain. We're seeing everybody. And then, boom. Next page. Dawn breaks. Beautiful double page spread. just clear skies over the mountain. Dawn breaks all the black skies. And just off to the side, we see Yona meeting up with Hawk. Expected, but nice. This is a very good version of an epilogue style chapter or penultimate. It's just getting us to this point was very unearned and rushed. But this sequence is everything you would want from the ending of Yona, as far as I'm concerned. So this part is still good, it's just unearned to get us to this point. This is very rushed, and the dragon's apology and all that shit is terrible. Alright, so we have Mei Nien here on the next page. My head feels like... Yep. Yep. Crimson Dragon illness is also cured, so there was no consequences for the entirety of this arc. It's what we waited month after month for. None of it mattered. Hawk's back to life. The dragons are all alive. Everybody's fine. Everybody's alive. Nobody lost a limb. I suppose, wait, ZENO could still die. This could be ZENO. ZENO could go out like Escanor, which was still terrible because it was written poorly. But Escanor going out was a baller move in Seven Deadly Sins as far as the ending is concerned. I wouldn't say that keeping him alive was the smart choice. Killing him was the right one. It just was executed poorly. If they do the same thing to ZENO, this might be salvaged. This might be salvaged if they actually have the balls to kill off ZENO and say ZENO will finally get his wish. The Yellow Dragon leaves him and he fades into dust. He's been alive for over 2,000 years. You know, I don't think they're going to do that, though. Let's see. Head feels light. No way my head feels light as a cloud. Vix or Vaughn or whatever his name is. Because you're an idiot. Shut up. Okay. Why are we We're wasting an entire page on discount Yona and Hawk. We have the end of this chapter and one more chapter. We rushed the entirety of the dragons coming around. And the final ending. We're spending a whole... I'm just skipping it. Next. Don't care. Okay, now we're back to something that matters. Oh, soo-won's waking up. The sky is bright. Your Majesty, says Ki-sok. Jodo, Your Majesty, you're finally awake. Your Majesty, I'll treat your Minso. Your Majesty, I'll treat your injuries right away. We'll carry you. Please endure a little longer. He says, treatment? Question mark. Where? There's blood on you pretty much everywhere, my king. But as we know, none of this is his blood. So they just think he's got injuries all over. Fair enough. I'm fine. I just feel a little dazed. Huh? My head doesn't hurt. Yeah. So we're showcasing Crimson Dragon illness is no more. The dragon gods took it with them. So far, no consequences have happened for the entirety of this arc. And he looks over, he sees Hawk and Yona. Next page, I see they're back. Your Majesty, Your Majesty! I'll transport him. Sorry, so he's like, he's relieved. So I don't mind this part. This part's fine, because soo-won's like, yeah, Yona. Hawk's alive. Okay. Everybody made it back. I'm going to fucking sleep now. Like, I get that. 100%. Okay, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I'm good with that. Let's see. How are the bodies? Jae-ha? Shin-ah? Says Kija. It came back. Says Jae-ha. This leg that won't let me soar in the sky is heavy like lead. So I was right, yeah. Me too, says Shin-ah. Hey, he's got his eyes. I'm seeing it normally, this beautiful dawn sky. What about you, Kija? He looks at his arm. I've been blessed with a pretty nice hand. ZENO. Oh, alright, here we go. Here we go. Next page. ZENO. This could be where we try to have at least some cost, some causality that mattered since the start of this arc. Or even the previous arc. We haven't had consequences for 2 fucking arcs. If everything here gets solved. I'm just saying. That's not how you write a 14+ story. And sorry, this is not shoujo for 6 and up. This is not Barney the Dinosaur. This is not Dora the Explorer. So let's see. What are they going to do with ZENO? Let's go. Because once again, technically, it's a tragic end, but it'd still be a happy ending if he finally got to die. He finally got to die in the end of the day. It would be tragic because he'd have to leave the current generation, his friends, Yona, Hawk, the dragons, everything, but he'd finally be at peace. It'd be one of those bittersweet things, and it would mean that there was still a cost. And what is it, says ZENO? Did you want to return to the heavens, says jae-ha. ZENO looks up, walks forward, punches a stone dragon. Yona, Hawk, everyone shocked. ZENO, everyone, alright, next page, everybody rushing. ZENO, what are you? ZENO's looking. My wound is not closing. The dragons are shocked. I couldn't go to the heavens either. Does it mean that from now on my injuries won't heal? And I'll have to grow old together with you guys like a normal person. Next page. Oh. I just couldn't be happier. Okay. Okay. That was solid. Not gonna lie. And this final page. Oh, right here. You know? That's a good one. And man, how to describe why this doesn't make me this part. Like, I've been, as you guys can tell, I've been more and more unhappy with the rushing of plot elements, the lack of cost. Everything is fine, and now we have 0 consequences for all these arcs, and everybody gets away scot-free. Everybody gets their happy ending. And once again, this is not a 6-year-old story. This is supposed to have some level of stakes, some level of consequence. And if you pull the rug out from under that, everything feels unearned. However, even though I brought it up, that they could still double down and ZENO is the cost, I'm not... If you're going to do this anyways, if you're going to rush the ending, and you're going to, quote-unquote, ruin, a lot of potential for a much better written ending. And even though I brought up, like, ZENO could be the cost, ZENO didn't deserve to be the cost. ZENO getting this, his, like, basically perfect ending. Like, you ever play a video game where you have multiple endings and stuff, but you have to unlock all the collectibles and stuff to get the true perfect ending where nobody dies, you get to go Super Saiyan and save the world and nothing bad happens? Yeah, that type of ending, ZENO suffered enough. ZENO does deserve this, and this is heartfelt, and it is well earned. ZENO's ending here is 110% well earned, and I'm not going to take that away from this story or this chapter. I'm just saying this was the last thing that they could have lost was ZENO. And from a ZENO fanboy, second favorite character from the series since he was introduced. Hawk is number 1, ZENO's number 2, always has been, and they have competed before. ZENO has sometimes been my number 1 favorite character. So ZENO, as a character profile, 100% deserves this ending. He's suffered enough. He's had some of the most character development in the series, if not top 3. And he deserves this. But unfortunately, as a chapter, so ZENO gets his thing, and I'm very happy about that. But on my side, it's now bittersweet, because now there was zero cause, zero consequence, and everybody got their happy ending, which is a shitty way to end a final arc when you're literally battling for the sake of the kingdom, for the sake of your king, for the sake of your lover, your friends, your companions, the kingdom, the world itself, and the gods from the heavens, and nothing bad happened. So this is a gray area. Well, it's not a gray area. It's still a rushed, poorly executed ending for the Dragon God's Yona plotline. But ZENO's is completely earned and makes total sense. So if you compartmentalize it, ZENO in this chapter works. ZENO's story is complete, works, completely well written. One of the best written character stories across Yona. Even with this chapter. Especially because of this chapter. But everything else in the chapter, very rushed, very unearned. Crooks of Dragon illness, solved. Everyone's limbs, eyeballs and shit, solved. Character deaths, forget about it, solved. Everybody happy ending? 100%. Solve that too. You know, like even Disney movies had consequences either during or at the end of the film. You know? Like Aladdin, Pocahontas, Lion King, Robin Hood, Aristocats, all these things still had some level of stakes or consequence, and these are children's movies. So, yeah, they ended on a note that I was ready to go off on this chapter, but they ended it on such a complete, wonderful character note, and this final page is heart-wrenching and beautiful. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it at that and say, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. There is one more chapter, and I hope we get like a 100-page chapter. There is one more chapter to try to tie up all the loose ends. Though I feel like this chapter, the last chapter, is going to be the actual epilogue 10 years later. And we're going to get the classic Shonen Shoujo 10 years later epilogue chapter. People get married. This is what happened. Narrator comes on. Everyone lived happily ever after. You know? I feel like we're going to get that fairy tale ending shit somewhat undeserved. Because we seem to wrap up all the Four Dragons shit very poorly here in this chapter. They seemingly went back to the heavens and everything's and healed everything that they caused, and everything was okay. So Deus Ex Machina, Dragon God solve, and then we're gonna get the epilogue chapter. But yeah, I still love Yona the Dawn, but my god, I don't know who to blame. Publisher, obviously, or maybe the manga is just done with the story and didn't know really a good way to end it and stuff. That happens too. You get writer's block, and there's a lot of expectations for mangas and stuff. I'm not sure, but you guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of the chapter. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you all back here for the final chapter just before Christmas. Hopefully, I don't get too busy. I'm obviously always busy around the Christmas season, even though I don't celebrate like I used to. I'm still usually busy running around, you know, between different houses, family, friends, that kind of idea, events. So that being said, depending on when the chapter releases, I'm hoping to get the final chapter out when the translation drops, you know, before the new year. We'll have to wait and see. And that'll be the final chapter, Yona the Dawn, which is crazy. 2025 will see an end to the Yona the Dawn series. That's pretty crazy. It really is. Because it's still a fantastic story. I mean, once again, I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. As an overall story, I would recommend it to just about everybody. You know, it's not perfect. It's got its flaws. It's got some pacing issues, and these final arcs have been a little questionable. But honestly, you know, I could go almost as high as a 9 if not for this final arc. Last 2 years, you erase the last 2 years of Yona, first 200 chapters, I would give a solid 9. Easy. You know, so, yeah. But let me know what you guys think, and we'll have to see you guys back here next time for the final chapter, Yona the Dawn. Have a good one, everyone. Sayonara.